And Becca Bowers, as much as any other Frederick player, really has something to come out and prove today. To lose 4-0, that's a pretty wide margin in soccer. So,
boy, it sure is. Great play there by Bowers to stop that run by Palvey.
And that's what we're talking about. Not only get the ball, but turn it.
She's a great tackler, very aggressive, as you can see. Not afraid of anything, despite her diminutive size.
And a decent through ball there by Heidi Howard. The problem that we're seeing is that there's just the midfield and defense is playing fairly well for Frederick, but it becomes a numbers game where the offensive forwards are just not getting to the box. So good through ball, but you have 3 white shirts to play it.
Right. There's Rutherford.
And Masha Rutherford not afraid to mix it up. You see her go right through a player to get that ball and start the offense.
Oh, absolutely. Kelly Wakeman told me that when she joined the team, she brought a sense of urgency to the team that they really needed. And because of her style of play, here we go with a possible breakaway here with Smet. And there's her shot, and it's long and high.
Fantastic attempt by McKenna Smet, who can really shoot on the run. She had a bead there, beating Laura Hildebrand. You would think McKenna Smet with those long legs might not be able to keep up with the shorter, quicker defender, but she definitely had the bead, had a good shot, and was shooting for that unsavable area in the goal, the top corner.
She and Lena Orbe were high school classmates at St. John's College High School in Washington, D.C., and they both came here to play, of course.
Man, I would have hated to match up against that high school.
Oh,
yeah, that's 2 offensive scoring stars right there.
That's for sure. And a little bit of physical play there between Harden and number 8, Laura Hildebrand.
But that play was started by Masha Rutherford, who, that having a physicality to your team makes up for a lot of things. Rutherford lost that ball twice, but because of her physical nature, because of her will, she won it back and got that play started, got a good pass up to McKenna.
Yeah, she's got a lot of heart out there. And here we go. There's Orbe chasing it down, but Bowers has been kept busy here in the early going. We're into the 18th minute of the first half. No score. Once again, Rockville, Montgomery College, Rockville in white, and the Frederick Cougars in green.
Here's Yola Testa. Chance to take Bowers one-on-one and a solid pass there.
Good pass, and McEntee couldn't quite run it down. And let's see, Rockville turns it the other way.
Katie Vivian has done an excellent job so far on that right side. She stopped 3 runs so far. Got the ball off her feet. The same skills that we talked about with Bowers. She's doing a really good job matching up one-on-one today. And I really think that's Vivian's strength, is being able to play players one-on-one.
She's wearing a knee brace too, Sean, that we hadn't seen before. So it's that time of the season when the little nicks start to crop up.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the injuries, but the truth is everybody's hurt. So it's, the level of play is faster and better because of a whole season of practice and games, but there's that toughness that teams have too to endure as maybe a leg's not feeling well, maybe you got a hip not working quite right, but you got to power through.
Here's Smet again. And she just sort of mishit that one. She had, now here's Cabrera. This is another player I really like watching. She's quick, she's fast, dependable. She just gets the job done.
And that shows how aggressive Rockville is. Diana Cabrera, one of the defensive backs, coming up to the top third of the field and sort of retreating pretty slowly. She wants to stay on the offensive action there, but she knows her role is to guard against the turnaround.
Well, everybody likes to shoot, but the defense, of course, is absolutely essential to the team.
And this is not to say Cabrera is not a team player. She is rock solid back there.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
And sort of the quiet killer. The ball goes down the left side, and all of a sudden it's on her feet. That's why teams generally don't even attack on that way. Almost kind of the Deion Sanders, Champ Bailey mentality. You don't want to kick it down there because you're not going to get anywhere.
She owns that side of the field. And Harden's getting more playing time today than we've seen in a while, but we did hear from Coach Wakeman that her fitness and her play, her quality of play, have really earned her some more playing time.
And we've seen excellent passes on the corner kick so far.
Oh, there we go. Quinones wide open. An error there by Bowers, and Crystal Quinones with the first goal of the game. Rockville goes up in the 24th minute, 1-0.
And this is just team pressure. Mishandle by Becca Bowers and Quinones with the easy ball, but that's a result of, that's what Quinones does. She pressures the keeper, she pressures defenders. She's one of the best at doing that. You know, the ball might be on the feet, it might look secure, but she's still coming after you. And that's what that sort of pressure does. You know, the Rockville's had a bunch of really good shots today, but here's the one that goes in.
There we go.
And that's the value of peppering the keeper with shot after shot. You know, eventually the keeper's just human. She's going to mishandle something, and that was the one.
Absolutely. They can't be perfect at all times. And the other thing is that it's kind of a combination of all those other shots on goal that they've had numerous opportunities. They've had numerous good looks, and it's almost like, as Kelly Wakeman says, the more opportunities you give a team, they're just bound to score.
Absolutely, and that's one of those goals that the team and the coach can feel really good about, because it obviously wasn't the prettiest shot, but it's an execution of how your team plays. It's that pressure, it's that following the ball, it's keeping on the defense when they have the ball in their feet, or in Bauer's case, in her hands.
And here's another shot on goal. Oh, it slides by.
And Bowers just got enough of that she got a piece of that, and that's going to give Orbe her first chance to kick the corner kick.
And we see Lena Orbe there. She received the assist on that goal by Quinones.
Just enough of a piece by Bowers to get that, to scoot that ball wide.
So yet another assist for Orbe. That's her 16th on the season. And that just, oh, there's another nice attempt there. Orbe with the here she goes again, almost like another corner kick. Here we go. There's Bowers trying to head it in. We've got action around the goal. Watch out for Beka here, because she has a knack for picking up balls around there.
She's like a spot-up shooter in basketball.
And here's Rutherford. They're keeping the pressure on. They smell a little blood here. And there's Vivian. And it goes out of bounds.
And Michael, you can see that this looks again like trouble for Frederick. Not only is Rockville keeping the pressure on, like you said, they smell the blood, and they're going aggressively to the net.
Absolutely.
This one goal is not nearly enough for them right now.
No, and definitely not for Kelly Wakeman, who has complained this season that sometimes it takes her offense a little while to get started. Well, I think she's got to be pretty happy the way it's going today.
Yeah, a lot of shots and good chances so far, and obviously the one that's gone in, one that very nearly went in.
We almost had back-to-back goals there, which would, of course, be very demoralizing for the Frederick squad.
Yeah, it's one of those cases almost when you watch a football game, a team scores and then the opponents fumble the kickoff, so all of a sudden you get 14 points instead of 7.
Right. Right, or they throw an offensive, an interception on the first play from scrimmage, something like that. It's one of those real momentum changers. And, of course, in soccer, with goals at a premium, a 2-0 lead, even this early in the game is very tough to come back from.
And especially with the style in which Frederick is playing today. They're not offensive-minded so far today. So either they would have to change their mentality down 2-0, or that could very well be it.
And do they have the numbers to attack on offense? That's another question. Here's Rutherford. She's going to dig it out of there. She loves this. This is all physical here.
And again, Masha going 1-on-3 and very nearly winning that battle.
Smet showing some good physical play. Gets the ball away.
And Smet with a good ball, not quite enough pace on it. Looks like it took a bad hop because Trujillo had to stay on sides there. Otherwise, that was almost a sure goal with that pass.